And welcome to Business 343 Consumer Behavior. I wanted to do just a short video to give you some guidance on how to do an online course. I know several of you may not have ever done an online course, or if you have, it's been limited. So here's some tips and guidance, and I'm going to kind of walk you through the different parts of our consumer behavior course to help you get started. All right, so to begin with, this is our Blackboard homepage, and I'll turn my pen on here so hopefully I can point out some things. You will see, just like with any other Blackboard course that you may have had with me, you'll see that you've got the different available options here, and I'm going to touch base on each one, almost each one, but under the information one, that's where you're going to find the syllabus, and I haven't added anything else to that one, so we'll see. And then we're going to look at lesson plans, discussion, weekly assignments, and the final project as well. And I'm going to give you some details on each of those. All right, so lesson plans. You will have one every single week. There are 14 chapters in the book, and we're going to cover one chapter every week throughout the entire semester. And this is just week one. You'll just see one. You can't see them all right now because I want you to just focus on one chapter at a time. So right now all you can see is week one, and then week two will pop up. When you get up next Monday morning, you'll see week two is available. So, but anyway, each one, I just give you some description and objectives and things to give you an idea of what we're going to do. And everything that we're going to do in that week is going to be found in that folder. And again, you will see that when you click on lesson plans, there will be a list of the different weeks, and you just click on that week, and this is the screen that you will see. Discussion boards. I don't know if any of you have done discussion boards, but this is a very valuable tool for an online class. And this is kind of our part with what's going on in with each other and how we can kind of communicate with each other. Every single week there will be a discussion board, a discussion forum posted, and as you can see here, we have chapter 1 is already available. And so what you will do for each week, you will go in and you read your textbook, and then you can look into this initial, into your discussion post, see what you have to do, and to submit that. And then you will also have replies. In addition to each chapter, this one up here, this questions for PC, that's me, that if you have any questions regarding the content of the class or concepts or, an assignment, something with the final project, whatever, just post it right there, because it could be something that other classmates may have that same question. So you might want to check into that often. You can see the posts. This is a really cool option here that when you've posted something, you can see how many people have replied to you and things like that. And so I'm trying to make sure that I don't miss anything. So that's what the discussion board looks like. Some specifics on the discussion board is your initial posts are due by midnight on Thursday. And that is the question or questions that I give to you. It may be an activity you do. You may go out and interview some other students. You may look at TV commercials on YouTube. There's all different kind of things we're going to do with those discussion boards. But that must be submitted through that discussion forum by midnight on Thursday. If it's submitted late after that time, that day and time, you will lose points. You must reply to at least 3 classmates by midnight on Sunday, and you will notice that I give you specific guidance on what you need to do in those replies. Submissions after anything after that Sunday will not be accepted. So discussion boards or the discussion forums, they end on Sunday nights, and that's it. You cannot submit any discussion posts late after the Sunday night. Um, again, be sure to follow the directions for the initial posts and the replies. This is really important. A lot of times I'll have students who um, just put up random discussion and don't even hit the topic that we're supposed to be talking about. So be sure you understand those initial posts and replies. If you do have any sources that you're going to use, be sure to cite those sources with APA formatting. It's good practice. All posts must be substantial and relevant. Your initial post should be at least 2 paragraphs in length, at least, and your replies to each classmate should be at least a paragraph in length. This is, here we're talking, so you really want to get engaged with each other and share your thoughts and your insights, because this is a great tool to help you learn. Okay, so also there's going to be 4 written assignments throughout the course. The first one is actually due at the end of week 2. So you've got this week and next week, and you're going to be looking at the GDPR, consumer privacy, which comes out of chapter 2. And this is just like any other assignment that you're used to. It gives you all the instructions. You'll be able to see the rubric, the points available, and the due date. One thing I want to point out with written assignments, you have a 1-week grace period that you can turn those in, but after that, you'll get 10% deducted from your grade during that grace period after the due date. And then after that grace period, I will not accept homework assignments, written assignments, and you'll get a 0. You will be doing a semester-long project, and I'm going to talk about that a little more in depth, but there is a page just for that right under the written assignments. And so for this final project, to help make sure that you keep up with it properly, there are 4 parts to it. Actually, part 1 is due this week, and it's really easy. All you need to do is follow the directions and click on the link that's right there, and it takes you right to where you can sign up for one of the books that you'll need for this project. And it is something that you'll need to purchase, but the books are, I've searched them all on Amazon, and they're all anywhere between $3 and $20. So they're not textbooks, they're regular reading books on consumer behavior, and there's a variety of topics. If I can get this to work right. Okay, here we come. Part 1 is the book selection, as I just mentioned. So you'll go online through the Blackboard, and there's these 7 books listed. I encourage you to maybe check them out on Amazon, read the description. I know there's one dealing with advertising and consumer behavior. There's a couple on neuromarketing and consumer behavior, and just different. I try to mix up the topics there a little bit, as long as they were focused on consumer behavior. But it's a sign-up sheet where you'll pick out the book that you want, and only 4 students is the max for each book. So you'll want to get on there quickly and figure out which book that you want to focus on for this final project. Everything in this class is individual work. There are no team projects in it. So this is something you're going to have to do on your own. Part 2, which is due in about, 5-6 weeks or something like that. After you received your book and you've read through it, I encourage you to take notes as you're reading and some things like that. you'll put together a basic outline and sources. There's a specific number of sources that you need to use. You'll submit that through that final project link. All the criteria is listed there for you. And then part 3, you're going to put together a storyboard. Yes, this is not going to be a writing assignment. It's a video project. And so you'll need to have a storyboard giving me visuals of what you're going to do with this. And through these different parts, I'll give you feedback to help with improvement or modifications if necessary. And then at the end of the semester, you will actually submit the video right on the last day of class. And, we'll get more in detail. You'll get more information about that. But primarily what this assignment is you're going to take one of these books that you're reading and you're going to create a training video. All right. So you get to pick out the industry in which you would focus. So it could be an industry that you've worked for, such as retail or restaurants or landscaping or whatever. And then you will take this book and create, like I said, create a training video on consumer behavior for marketing directors in that particular industry. So this is going to kind of help you kind of focus a little more in depth on consumer behavior in an industry in which you are actually interested. It may be the industry that you hope to work in someday. It could be digital marketing. It might be you might plan on having an accounting firm someday. Maybe you plan on, I don't know, being a business manager for Walmart. Whatever, I don't know. There's just so much out there, but you can focus this to help you for your future career. All right, and it should be a fun project, and it's not a written document. It'll be something a little different. And there's more information on Blackboard. All right, so here's our grades. This is how things are working out. You're going to have 15 discussion posts, one for each chapter. There's 14 chapters. And then at the very end, after everybody posts their videos, your final part of the class will be to do some discussion posts on some replies to those videos of your classmates to kind of compare. Because I'd like for everybody to watch these videos, as many as you can, to get some great ideas. There will be a weekly test that will be in that lesson plan folder each week. The first week, you're going to have questions on Chapter 1 and APA formatting. There's about a half-hour worth of videos in week 1 that you need to watch from Purdue Owl on I have a YouTube channel, or it's their YouTube channel or whatever, but you'll need to watch those. And the weekly test will require the Respondus Lockdown browser. It will be probably, I'm guessing, 25 questions, and it will be timed. So you will need to find a spot and a time that no one will bother you, because once you get out of the test, you can't come back into it. Questions will be pulled from a pool of questions, so everybody's test will probably be different. There'll probably be 100 or 150 questions that it'll pull from, and so it's not really something you'll be able to do on your own, or with a group. You will need to do it on your own. So, but these tests, each one are worth 25 points, and there's one on each chapter. So again, you really need to read those textbooks. There are 4 written assignments throughout the semester. Each one of those are worth 75 points. And then your final project is worth a total of 125 points, but that's broken up into the 4 sections, or the 4 parts. So like part 1, you'll get 5 points. Part 2, it's worth 10 points. part 3 is worth 10 points, and the final video is worth 100 points. And it's for, hopefully I've done my math correctly, and it totals up to 1,000 points. And chances are there will not be any extra credit opportunities for this course. So you've got to keep up on this and make sure you do your weekly work. And speaking of that, here are some tips I'll give you for doing online class. I have been taking online classes for years between my master's and my doctorate as a student, and I've taught online classes for 3 or 4 years now through a different university. So I have a lot of experience with it, and these are just some things that you want to keep in mind as you go through this course. If you want to pass, if you want an A, you're going to have to put in some effort. It's not like going to class and listening to a lecture or whatever, but for online classes, you need to be self-disciplined, and you have to work hard on this. All right, if you took this class thinking it was going to be easy because it's online, you're probably going to find that that's not accurate. But you want to be on the Blackboard course often. Check out what's going on with discussion posts and whatever. Keep on schedule and don't get behind. What I recommend that you do is that you actually put in your schedule a certain amount of time, either one day, or I would recommend maybe an hour or 3 days or whatever, that you designate just for this class, and you make sure that you get your work done. Please, please read your textbook. I know everybody hates to read. I do too, but really this stuff is kind of interesting, so please do get into that textbook. It's only 1 chapter a week. That's it, okay? You can handle that. Watch the weekly chapter review videos. So probably should be on Mondays. I will post a video covering something similar to this, covering the concepts of the chapter in which you're in. So be sure to watch that video to help you out, and it'll stay there. So if you need to watch it again, you can. I will try to keep those anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. I will do my best. I'm about over time on this one now. Be active on the discussion boards. I know it's almost impossible to read all your classmates because there's about 25 students in the class, but read as many of them as you can. This is how you will learn. Again, that's where this self-discipline comes in. You're doing some self-learning here. Remember, you've got 3 replies are required, but I encourage you to do more. Right? Reply to 4 or 5 of your classmates and alternate them every week. Don't reply to the same 3 classmates every week. Try to do different classmates to get engaged. And speaking of engagement, a great thing to do is in your reply, ask your classmate questions. Try and get your classmate to think outside of the box and see things a little differently. And, that's a great way to get engaged. I'm going to turn off my picture here. If you have any questions or concerns, contact me. Please contact me. All right? You guys know I have an open door policy, and I'm there to help you whenever I can. There is a special forum on the discussion board that's just questions for PC. All right? So go ahead, and if you've got a question regarding something with the course, go ahead and post it on there. If it is, personal or something, you might want to try these other options such as email. You can always call me, text me, message me through social media. I had someone message me through Twitter today. I try to keep up with all those as much as I can. Stop in my office. My office hours are posted on Blackboard. It's in the syllabus. And if you need to meet me at a time that I'm not there, because I'm primarily there in the afternoons, just let me know. We'll set up another time. No problem. I want to help you to succeed, but just as if I thought this picture was really fitting, you can't have $1 million dream on a minimum wage work ethic. So You know, help me help you, and you put in the effort, and I know you're going to do phenomenal in this course. And anyway, be watching for chapter 1 review video. Jump in there and get busy, and we're going to have a great time in consumer behavior. Talk to you later. Bye.